Gay Stuff.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Just Gay Stuff podcast. My name is Lauren.
And I am Jess.
I forgot to sing the intro.
You did. Oh, I sang it by myself. I didn't even notice.
You did. Oh,
okay.
I shouldn't have told you.
I'm going to be upfront and honest. We just had a bit of a celebratory dinner for reasons known and unknown. And I've had a couple of pina coladas and
she's feeling spicy.
It's good. I'm feeling very good for this episode. It's going to be a good episode.
A bit of a spicy margs.
And before we start this episode, I really wanted to say a very big thank you to people that have reached out to us over the past couple of weeks. You know who you are, but I'll rattle off a few names. I hope that's okay. Big thank you to Anthony. Big thank you to Daniela. Big thank you to Rayleigh.
Rayleigh? Yeah.
Receiving your emails, like we get a fair few emails about, you know, your worst first dates, and we do the Am I the Arsehole stories, and we get a lot of coming out stories to us. But it is really, really nice to hear your emails of appreciation for what we do, because the podcast does take up quite a big amount of time in our lives. And I only just replied to one of you recently saying that, you know, it has been quite difficult over the past couple of weeks because since Lauren started her new job, we are on essentially opposite schedules. We are really fighting to have our alone time. We're fighting to have our podcast time and gearing up for I've just been away and then Lauren's being away. So it is very greatly appreciated when you reach out and you say really nice things about Just Gay Stuff to us. So I just wanted to say a really, really big thank you and start with that appreciation.
Yeah, that's so sweet. That got me in the feels a little bit.
Yeah.
And I do same way. I do genuinely appreciate it every now and then, as we're just human beings trying our hardest to make something magical for you guys. And yeah, sometimes we do struggle with it. And the fact that when we receive those messages like that, it's like, oh, well, this is why we do what we do.
Yeah, we have struggled in the past couple of months really being able to stick to deadlines because of how busy we've been. And we've tossed up, should we keep going or should we stop? And then every time we say, oh, maybe we should stop, we get these amazing messages from you. And it really does bring back to like the first base of like why we started it in the first place. And it's because of you all that listen every week and then that send your thanks and appreciation. So
we're saying thank you to you.
Yes, we're saying thank you to you. So we just wanted to start this episode off with that appreciation.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I'm currently overseas at the moment.
You're currently here, but when the episode airs,
I will currently be overseas.
You'll be over in Japan wearing your
will.
kimono, drinking your tea in a nice ceremony somewhere.
I will.
Maybe bowing to a nice temple, and I'll just be at home sad that you're not here.
You'll be at home with the sausages.
I will be.
Is it the same? No.
It's not the same. Nothing's the same without you.
Aww.
Aww.
That's so very cute.
That's the pina coladas talking.
I was like, I felt the same way. She's full of shit. I felt the same way when you went away.
Yeah, but I think it's worse for you because there are other people in the house that will be here while you're away and you just had the dogs.
Yeah, I would have gone a lot more ballistic if I didn't even have the dogs.
Yeah, so. Oh, it's so hot in here. My glasses are fogging
sweating.
up.
I don't know why it's so warm.
It's sweaty because we're getting into that time of the year.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, speaking of hot and spicy,
Ooh.
I thought we would do another one of our favorite storytelling kind of episodes.
I love storytelling.
And if you guess correctly, I am in fact talking about worst first dates. And do you know that we are up to Worst First Dates Volume 8?
I'm surprised it's not more considering the influx we get in our inbox every week
we have
to flick through.
So many. And even when I was like writing this out and I was looking at the title, I was like, we're up to Volume 8 already. That's insane.
Pretty crazy. I just can't believe we've been doing the podcast this long and no one's sick of us yet. So.
I know.
We keep getting those appreciation emails and I'm like, oh my God.
Well, like you said, after reading like the countless amounts of backlog of emails, I tried to find maybe the craziest ones that I could find. And I thought we'd throw a little spin on this because we know we love a good game show kind of vibe in the studio. And after I read the story, I want you to tell me on the hot crazy scale of 1 to 10 how crazy or how hot. You can't really hot, just really how crazy.
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm putting down.
On the scale of 0 being not crazy at all to 10 being like your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And obviously everyone at home can play along. All right. Are you ready for the first story?
Yeah, let's kick into the first story. We've blubbed enough, I think.
We have. Dear Jess and Lauren, I have listened to your podcast for a while and I wasn't sure if I was going to share this worst first date story with you. However, after listening to the previous worst first date episodes, there is no way I could not share, as I do not think anyone will be able to top this one.
You know, a few people have said that, and I swear to God that people have topped it time and time again. So show me your level of crazy. Let's go.
Show me the magic.
Let's go.
I matched with someone online who seemed genuinely amazing.
It all starts that way.
Yeah. We had been chatting for a couple of weeks, trading jokes, favorite books, and even sharing embarrassing childhood stories. The vibe was perfect. So when we finally decided to meet in person, I was excited, but also a little nervous. The good kind of nervous.
I get it.
We picked a cozy little Italian restaurant downtown, the kind with string lights, red checkered tablecloth, and waiters who act like everyone's family. Oh,
that
cute.
was like the place we went to. We went on a date like that once.
Did we?
Yeah, the Italian place down on the coast.
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
had
right.
the red checkered tablecloths.
Yeah. I was like, that wasn't our first date.
Gemelli's also, I didn't say first. Gemelli's also has that, so.
True.
Not a plug though.
No. From the moment she walked in, I felt a spark. She was funny, down to earth, and the conversation flowed so easily that I forgot about the awkwardness most first dates carry. We laughed over pasta, shared a bottle of wine, and even split a tiramisu because she insisted dessert was a non-negotiable.
Oh, that's my kind of girl.
Honestly, it was shaping up to be one of the best first dates I'd ever had.
I get it.
But then, just as we were wrapping up dinner, she picked up her phone and froze. Her screen lit up with more than 15 missed calls from her mum and siblings.
Oh no.
She went pale. Naturally, I asked if everything was okay, and she muttered something about needing to step outside to call her mum. I figured maybe it was just a family emergency. When she came back in, her face was a mix of shock and embarrassment. I braced myself thinking maybe her dog had escaped or her brother got into an accident. But no, she sat down, took a deep breath and said, So, funny story. My mum Googled you. She recognized your last name and started digging through some family connections. I laughed nervously, trying to lighten the mood. What, like I'm secretly a serial killer or something? She looked me dead in the eyes. No, worse. Apparently we're cousins.
Oh no, that's awful. That's so bad.
I blinked. My fork clattered onto the table. Cousins?
Wait, like first cousins or second cousins? Because apparently there's a difference.
First cousins.
Oh, okay.
She went on to explain that her mum had traced it through some family tree connections and Facebook sleuthing. Turns out our grandfathers were brothers.
Oh, well, that's...
Third?
Okay.
I don't know. It's still weird.
It's still down the line, though. It's not first.
Which meant all that flirtatious banter, that romantic eye contact over spaghetti, and even the spark we both felt was basically with family.
Wait, so your grandfathers were brothers. So that's your great uncle.
Yeah.
So that's your great
So your second
uncle's
cousin.
Yeah, something like that.
Something odd.
Like that. Ooh.
At that exact moment, the waiter came back, cheerfully asking, So, will you two be having another date night here soon? We both nearly choked. The car ride home was pure silence, broken only by the GPS voice instructing me to turn left in 500 meters. When I finally dropped her off, we exchanged the most awkward goodbye hug in history. The kind of hug you'd give to someone at a family reunion, not after a romantic evening.
Yeah, I get it.
Needless to say, we never saw each other again, but somewhere in the twisted archives of my dating life, I now have a story of how one of the best first dates I'd ever been on had instantly turned into the absolute worst the moment I found out I was accidentally on a date with my cousin.
Well, let's say that's probably the biggest reason you had so much in common. You had all these things that you felt like you just clicked. It's probably because you were from the same family line.
It's true. So on the crazy scale,
that's pretty crazy. But, do you know, I don't know. I'm not saying go date your cousin, but I'm just saying, like, if it's far enough removed,
we're not Tasmania.
It's probably okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Don't judge me, but I'm just...
People are going to judge you now, whether you say don't judge me or not.
I don't know. I think if it's further enough away, it's probably all right. I don't know.
So number on the scale?
Let's go a 7.
Oh, 7. You're going up there.
Oh, did you think that wasn't so crazy?
Well, no, I did. I just didn't think you were the way you were talking.
Well, it's not a 9 for me.
I thought you would have gone like a 5 or a 6.
Nah, 7's where it's at.
7's where it's at. Right, yeah. You ready for number 2?
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Settle in, baby. Jess and Lauren, boy, do I have a story for you. They all say that.
Yeah. Let's hear it. Come on, hand it over.
I should have known my friends were up to something when they kept insisting that I needed to get back out there and trust them on this one.
We keep saying that to a friend of ours.
I know. Against my better judgment, I agreed to a blind date they had set up.
I would never go on a blind date. I'm just saying.
No, neither.
Yeah.
They wouldn't tell me who it was, only that he was mature, stable, and had his life together.
All lies.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, that sounded better than my usual dating pool.
That's fair.
The night of the date, I showed up at a little Italian place downtown.
It's all Italian.
Yeah.
Why is Italian the go-to? Because it's sexy.
It is sexy.
It's
yeah.
romantic.
It's romantic.
It's very romantic.
Everybody's watched Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, everyone's hoping for a spaghetti kiss.
A spaghetti moment. Nervous, but also kind of hopeful. I walked in, scanned the room, and froze. Sitting at the table by the window, looking very polished in a blazer, was none other than my landlord. Yes, my landlord.
This is really bad.
The same man I had been avoiding phone calls and emails from for the last 2 weeks. Why? Because I was a month behind on rent. My heart sank.
No.
I almost turned around and walked out, but he spotted me and waved enthusiastically. Now I was stuck.
He was probably thinking, oh, finally going to get my money.
Finally.
Bitch, going to get my money.
I plastered on the most awkward smile and walked over. He stood up, kissed me on the cheek like this was a normal date and not a nightmare, and pulled out my chair.
I don't think that would happen, eh?
No.
I reckon this person's taking the piss.
Probably. The whole time I was trying to figure out whether he knew. Had my friends unknowingly set me up with the man who could literally evict me? Or worse, had they known all along and thought it was funny?
How would they know who your landlord is?
I don't know.
They wouldn't, like, why would you know that?
You wouldn't.
It's so weird.
We started with small talk, but I couldn't focus. Every time he mentioned money, stability, or being responsible, I nearly choked on my pasta. He casually asked how work was going, and I swear it felt like a trap. Did he know I was short on cash? Was this his way of leading into the awkward conversation about rent, but dressed up as a date? Imagine that. You're late on rent. Let's go on a date. What?
Yeah.
Halfway through the meal, I decided to just be upfront. Listen, I blurted. Before this goes any further, I need to admit something. I'm behind on rent, a month actually. He paused, set down his fork, and just stared at me. My face burned hotter than the marinara sauce. After what felt like an eternity, he laughed. Not a big, hearty laugh, but the kind of chuckle someone gives when they can't believe the situation they're in. Well, he said, sipping his wine, I suppose this is one way to get me to sit down and talk about it.
Oh,
I wanted the floor to swallow me whole.
I bet.
The rest of the date was this bizarre mix of landlord-tenant negotiation and forced first date small talk. One moment he was asking about my hobbies, and the next he was suggesting we work out a payment plan. By dessert, I couldn't tell if I was supposed to flirt or haggle. Needless to say, there was no second date. I did, however, manage to negotiate an extra 2 weeks to pay rent, so silver lining, worst first date ever.
Oh, nah, definitely worst first date.
I was like, break that one down.
It's not, I don't think it's crazy. Coincidence, awful coincidence. Yeah, definitely. Maybe a 5.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think only because of the recent SVU episode that we just watched where people in a landlord situation were holding power over people.
Bad. Yeah.
I was like, oh, is this we can negotiate?
Oh yeah, like trade favors
kind of thing. I'm like,
I mean, if you're into that, that's fine. But if you're not, get help.
If it's against your will and
Yeah.
it's not consensual, then
It's not good.
It's not good. It's help. So 5, we're on that one.
Yeah, 5.
All right.
That wasn't too bad. It could have been way worse.
How?
Like, I think if you were going to offer trading favors, that would be way worse.
Yeah, I
especially if
agree.
you weren't into it, that would be pretty bad.
Yeah, that'd be
That
pretty
would
bad.
be like a 10 of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
well,
move on.
Let's move on and we'll see if the third story gets up on the crazy scale. So far we've had a 7 of 5. I wonder what everyone else has put them at.
I'm trying not to slouch, but my back's really hurting.
Yeah.
And it's really hot.
It is really, really hot.
I'm not going to
tonight.
complain. When it was winter, I was complaining about the cold, and now I'm not complaining though. It's good.
We're getting into the crazy stories here,
Okay.
right?
Yep. Maybe it's that.
Number 3. I had agreed to go on a date with this girl I'd been talking to online for a little while. At first, she seemed charming, maybe a little bit too enthusiastic.
Would she love bomb you?
Maybe. But I brushed it off. The day of the date arrived and I was getting ready. I had this gnawing gut feeling that something was off. She was just too keen.
Should have cancelled.
Constant texts, overly invested before we'd even met, and way too eager to know where I lived.
Ooh.
My intuition kicked in and I thought, better safe than sorry. So I sent her a polite message saying that I wasn't feeling well and needed to cancel. Oh, there you go. She heard ya.
Yeah.
I figured that would be the end of it. A little disappointing for her, sure, but no big deal. Because I hadn't met yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even an hour later, I heard noises outside my apartment.
That's creepy.
At first, I thought maybe it was a neighbor or someone passing by. But then came the knocking, loud, insistent, desperate. It was her. She kept calling out, "Are you okay? You said you were sick. I just want to make sure you're all right."
That's weird. How did she know where you live?
Literally. My heart dropped. Who does that? I stayed quiet, hoping she'd leave, but instead she grew more persistent. The knocking turned into rattling at the door handle. Then came the unmistakable sound of someone trying to jimmy the lock.
No.
Panic surged through me. I grabbed my phone, already planning to call the police, but I was frozen with fear. What if she actually got inside before they arrived? Also, we don't know if this person has weapons or anything either.
Yeah. No matter who it is, if anyone's trying to break into your house, that's terrifying.
My instinct told me to hide, so I crawled into my bedroom closet, shut the door as quietly as possible, and sat there in the dark holding my breath. For what felt like hours, I listened to her pacing, knocking on windows, calling my name, and insisting she just wanted to check to see if I was okay. It was obsessive, terrifying, and surreal all at once. I remember clutching my phone, debating whether to call someone, but I was so scared that making a sound might give me away. Finally, sometime after midnight, the noise stopped. I didn't hear her anymore. I stayed in the closet, heart pounding until the sun came up, just to be sure she was really gone. That was the night I realized trusting my intuition saved me from what could have been a much worse situation. What was supposed to be a simple first date turned into me hiding in my own apartment from a woman I barely knew, who thought that breaking in was a normal way to show concern. Needless to say, there was never a second date.
Oh, that's a 10.
Yeah.
That's terrifyingly a 10. You know what it gave me? Baby reindeer vibes.
Yeah, baby reindeer vibes.
You know, in that part where she sat outside his house at the bus stop for days?
Oh,
I think it was like 2 weeks.
Or
That's
something.
bad.
Yeah, crazy.
I think people that can't respect your boundaries or your space, that's a massive red flag straight off the bat.
That was kind of like the story that I told in one of our very early episodes before I had met my ex and before, like, we obviously had met. And this girl, similar story, I had been messaging her and we hadn't really agreed to go on a date. We spoke about hanging out and then I got like ick vibes. And so I went to cancel and suddenly random bunch of flowers showed up at my house and I'm like, how the fuck did you know where I lived?
Yeah, that's weird.
It was creepy.
That's kind of happened to me before. You know when iPhone used to do updates and it didn't tell you like what it was changing in the update?
Yeah.
And suddenly it turned everyone's location services on. And then you only had to go into like your messenger thing to show location and you could see, kind of like on Snapchat.
Yeah.
How you can see where people are at the time that they're on.
Yeah.
Someone had sent me a message with like a screenshot of my location and they were like, "Oh, is this where you live?" And I was like, "Holy shit, how do you even know?" Like, I didn't even know that I had that on my phone.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it really was.
That's so scary. Yeah.
So that's another thing to be careful of when we're out there in the dating world, I suppose, is when you get someone's contact details and they're contacting you, make sure they can't actually see your location because that's scary.
Which is something I learned, especially when we first started dating and you're like, you're very trusting giving your phone number out straight away.
Yeah, that's true. But a phone number is still not as much as an address.
But didn't you just say from the contact details and then they could see the address?
True. I don't know if that was by mobile phone number though.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it was on Messenger that she could see. And then Snapchat, obviously. You could see someone's location on Snapchat.
Crazy.
But don't quote me. I have no idea. It could literally be someone's number and you can find their location through that.
I'm sure someone has.
Yeah, that's what's scary. And people that know how to do that kind of stuff with tech, that's scary.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. When I was reading that story, I was like, oh my God, 1, I'm so glad you're okay. And 2, yeah, that was a 10 out of a 10 on the crazy scale. And 3, we've watched enough crime shows to know what happens next.
Yeah. So. And maybe if you don't watch crime shows, you should, just to know to stay safe.
To be prepared. All right, we're moving on to the next one now. I matched with him on a dating app. that promised intelligent connections. His profile said he was into philosophy, history, and deep conversations.
No.
Why
Straight
not?
away, no.
Not why.
Anyone who says they're into philosophy and history and deep conversations, I'm like, that's a red flag straight up. You don't say that on your profile. You save that.
Not out loud, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit pretentious, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought, great, someone who can talk about more than just gym routines and crypto.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hate that. Don't talk to me about the gym. I don't care.
Yeah.
I ate 2 donuts and a block of chocolate yesterday. I don't care about gym.
Except for Bean.
What?
Jim Bean.
Jim Beam? No, I don't drink Jim Beam.
Oh, no. We agreed to meet at a cozy little cafe downtown, neutral territory, good lighting, and easy escape routes if needed.
Oh,
smart.
Yeah, that was smart.
He was 45 minutes late. No apology, no explanation. Just strolled in like he was right on time, wearing sunglasses indoors and a smug grin that screamed, I'm the main character. Ew.
So he is one of those gym and crypto people.
Yeah. I tried to brush it off. Maybe traffic was bad. Maybe he had a rough day. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Then came the conversation.
Oh, I can imagine it now.
Within minutes, he launched into a bizarre rant about how certain ethnicities are genetically predisposed to committing crime.
No, what a stupid thing to say.
I blinked, thinking I must have misheard. But no, he doubled down, citing some obscure debunked study and claiming he'd done his research. I was stunned. I tried to steer the conversation elsewhere, but he wasn't done.
Do you know what research you need to do? If you have a blanket opinion about a group of people, go out and actually talk to people. Because if you believe the propaganda that you read about a group of people, then you're a terrible person.
Yeah, you're
honestly a terrible
just as
person.
bad.
Yeah.
Next, he casually dropped that he thought Hitler had some good ideas.
Oh, do you know I've met people like this? It's awful.
Have you?
Yeah, it's awful. You just can't reason
argue with them.
Yeah, you can't cure stupidity.
I nearly choked on my coffee. He said it with the same tone someone might use to recommend a Netflix show. I looked around the cafe, hoping someone would interrupt this fever dream. No luck. I told him that was wildly offensive and unacceptable. He smirked and said, "You're just too sensitive. People can't handle the truth anymore."
Oh my God. Do you know what he... I'm not going to say it. It doesn't matter.
At that point, I stood up, grabbed my coat and said, "This date is over." He shrugged and said, "Your loss."
I don't think so.
I walked out into the night, stunned, disgusted and grateful that I hadn't ordered food. Worst first date? Absolutely. But at least I got a solid story and a reminder to vet profiles more carefully.
See, the minute someone says they're into philosophy, you know they've just got their head up their own ass. He likes himself and no one else anyway. So even if your date had worked out, I think it would have turned out pretty badly down the line.
Yeah. So it's crazy scale.
Oh, 10. Anyone who thinks Hitler has good ideas, what an awful human.
Yeah.
You don't need anyone like that in your life.
No. All right, moving on.
Yeah, let's move on from that one real quick.
Started like any other hopeful evening. I'd match with her online, witty banter, shared love of indie films, and a mutual obsession with garlic bread. Oh, I love garlic bread.
I love garlic bread. Also, indie films, I'm not sure anymore. I tried to watch some yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, because we wanted to watch a film, like a horror film.
Oh.
But then there was this film called Canvas. I don't know if anyone's watched that, but if you're into that kind of thing, just want to say don't watch it. But it's like they filmed...
This isn't a plug.
No, they filmed the whole movie and then you know what they did? They put that cartoon filter from like iMovie Maker on it.
Really?
And I get it. Like it's supposed to look painted like the movie's called Canvas, but it was not good.
Was not good.
Jess's movie opinion, we might do an episode.
Jesus.
No, we shouldn't.
Let's not go there.
Okay, back to the
seen half the
obsessions.
stuff.
Back to the obsessions with garlic bread.
We agreed to meet at a cozy rooftop bar downtown.
Oh, I wish we had rooftop bars.
We do.
Oh.
It's called Brisbane Powerhouse.
Oh.
She arrived fashionably late, wearing a leather jacket and the kind of confidence that makes you question your own posture.
Yeah, I'm questioning mine now.
We ordered drinks, her a spicy margarita.
Spicy margarita!
Me a classic old fashioned, and settled into what I thought was a promising rhythm of conversation. Then came the curveball. Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
Mid-sip, she casually glanced at her phone, chuckled and said, "Oh wow, I just got a booty call."
Oh, she's a player.
She said it like she'd just received a weather update. No shame, no hesitation. Just tossed it out there like a grenade wrapped in glitter.
Imagine if she's just like, so I'm gonna go.
I blinked, laughed awkwardly. Okay. She shrugged. It's flattering, honestly, but I'm here with you. So her voice trailed off and I couldn't tell if this was reassurance or a warning. Trying to salvage the vibe, I excused myself to the restroom, rehearsing in the mirror how to steer the conversation back to safer ground. Maybe travel stories or favourite pizza toppings. I gave myself a pep talk. You've got this. She's quirky, not cruel. I returned to the table and she was gone.
Wow.
Not just gone, vanished. No note, no text, no half-empty margarita. Just an empty chair and the faint scent of her perfume lingering like a ghost of poor judgment.
Oh, that line was like poetry.
Oof. I checked my phone. Nothing. I asked the waiter if she'd said anything. He just shrugged and said she left in a hurry. I sat there for a few minutes, nursing the rest of my drink and my bruised ego. The fairy lights above mocked me with their twinkle. Somewhere in the city, she was probably laughing with someone else, maybe even the girl who sent the booty call. And me, I tipped generously, walked home alone, and added vanishing acts to my growing list of dating red flags.
Wow.
That was sad.
So what? You went to the toilet and she was just like, do you know what? Booty call's better.
Yeah. That's mean.
Do you know, the thing is, at the end of the day, all of these stories, when these people have done this to you, like, yes, you've had a really bad first date, but you wouldn't want to be with people that do this anyway. So really, they're doing you a favor, even though it's a bad experience.
They're showing you their true colors early instead of down the line.
At least you haven't wasted like 5 years with this person, or like me, 8 years with somebody, and then suddenly it's like bang.
Yeah.
The rug is like ripped out. That's an awful feeling.
That's
let me tell you
worse.
first up. Yeah.
So where do we rate vanishing acts on
I would give it probably like a 4.
It's quite low, yeah. It's not a crazy story. It's just
It wasn't crazy.
It's just a ghosting story, essentially.
It was just a shit thing to do.
Yeah, rude. Grow
Rude.
some balls.
Yeah, that's the word. Rude. And you know what? You're early on in that conversation. If you got a booty call, you could have just been honest and said, oh, look, I've had an emergency.
How is that being honest, though?
I changed my mind.
Oh, okay.
Halfway through. You could have white lied and said, oh, look, I've had an emergency. I've got to go. And then gone to your booty call. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. This is the margaritas pina coladas getting to you.
Yeah, it's the pina coladas talking. But honesty is the best policy. You could have just said, look, this person I've kind of been
seeing
in a situationship. They've just messaged me, and you know what? I really shouldn't have come with you tonight. I should just go with them. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, like
here's some money for the bill.
Yeah, exactly. Just
don't be a dick. Just be honest.
Don't be a dick.
Or white lie so you don't hurt someone.
Yeah, well, yeah. All right. This person said they've told this story before, but they swear every word is true. But I don't think they've told it on our podcast.
I've told this story before, but I swear every word is true. Okay, we believe you. Let's go.
We believe you.
This is from an American listener.
Yeah.
I can tell by the first line where they say back in college.
Back in college, I met this girl, smart, funny, gorgeous, and asked if she wanted to grab dinner sometime. She said yes. I was over the moon. Then came the hard part, where to take her. I wanted her to get a sense of who I was, what I cared about. I didn't have money for fancy, so I had to go hard on thoughtful. I've since learned there are 2 types of gifts, expensive and thoughtful. If you can't do expensive, you better be a damn poet with the thoughtful.
That's a good thing to exercise. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Thoughtful's good.
Starting strong.
I don't think expensive is ever good. I think thoughtful's always good.
I think thoughtful is better. Like in the long run, most people don't care about most people don't care about the materialistic or expensive.
Materialistic, and if you find someone who's materialistic, get rid of them.
Yeah.
Materialism is not where it's at.
No. We were in the deep south, but she was a freshman from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I figured I'd show her something local, something southern, something she wouldn't find back home.
KFC.
And then it hit me, Bojangles. What's a Bojangle?
I don't know.
Cheap, well, it must be a food chain. Cheap, decent enough food and very southern. Plus, it'd give us a chance to talk about regional differences. Fried chicken, sweet tea, culture. I thought it was clever. I thought it was charming. It was also fast food. Really crappy fast food.
Okay, so maybe it could have been a bit more thoughtful.
Well, kind of was like KFC.
Yeah, see? I was right. I should be a medium or something.
You should. Date night rolled around. I picked her up. And on the drive over, I was talking a mile a minute about Southern food traditions, sweet tea, and how different things must be from up north.
I don't think it's really that different, is it? American Friends, is it really that different from the north to the south? I don't know.
I've never been there. We got there, ordered at the counter, and she shuffled down to the pickup area. Romantic, right? We waited and waited. I tried to keep the conversation going, but it was that kind of small talk that's just begging to be interrupted. My fried chicken was on the tray, our drinks were on the tray, her sandwich not on the tray. So we stood there in awkward silence while her sandwich sat, unbeknown to us, right behind the counter the whole time. Finally, someone noticed us and just handed it over. It had been there the entire time. Not exactly the grand gesture I was hoping for.
Oh, so they were just like waiting on her food.
Yeah.
That happened to us tonight.
I know.
We went out for dinner and we were at a table of 14 people and 13 of us were eating and one person was still waiting. They didn't even put their order through.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I grabbed the tray and started walking toward a table. That's when disaster struck. I had ordered a large sweet tea, which came in one of those tapered cups designed for car cup holders.
Yeah, right.
Great for driving, terrible for balancing on a tray.
Yeah.
It tipped. It didn't spill, but it knocked her drink off the tray. Her cup, one of those wax paper ones, hit the floor at an angle and exploded like a soda grenade all over her foot. She was drenched in cola.
Oh no, that's the worst.
I rushed to get her a new drink, trying to salvage what little dignity I had left. We sat down and started eating. I had fried chicken, which I realized meant I'd have to eat with my fingers, not ideal for a first date. I tried to be classy and use the plastic cutlery provided.
You can't do it on chicken. No
Except
way.
Bonjella's doesn't do cutlery. They do.
Bojangles.
Oh, what did I say?
Bonjella's. That's what you put on your teeth.
Except Bojangles doesn't do cutlery. They do sporks. Just sporks.
Sporks for fried chicken.
I tried
That's a
new one.
That's a choice.
Yeah. I tried to pry the chicken off the bone with this flimsy plastic spork and it wasn't working. I dug in harder, bent the spork back and it catapulted the chicken breast across the table. I caught it mid-air like some kind of sad greasy ninja.
Nice.
At that point, I thought this date is a disaster. Just eat the chicken and accept your fate. I gave up on impressing her and went in with my fingers.
Are we still at the table?
Yeah, I was like,
that is quite a line.
Yeah. Pulled off a nice piece of chicken, went to take a bite and missed. I missed my own mouth.
Oh.
I smeared the chicken grease across my cheek like a toddler. She looked at me like she was waiting for the punchline, like I was about to say it's just a prank. But no, it was just me being a mess. We finished eating in silence. I offered to take her back to her dorm. I gathered up the trash, walked over to the bin, and without thinking, threw the entire tray in. Cups, napkins, spork, the tray, all of it. I looked at her, she looked at me, and we bolted for the car. I've had some rough dates, but this one was legendary. I remember being genuinely surprised when the car started after everything that had happened. I half expected it to sputter and die, leaving us to walk back to the campus in dark, soaked in soda and shame.
Oh, that's bad. We have to end on that one because I don't think it's going to get crazier than that.
On the crazy scale.
One thing I could say about that story is if someone's putting in that much effort and it's going wrong, I think you have to admit...
The universe said no.
No, I think the opposite.
Oh, really?
I think you have to admit that they are trying so hard to impress you and it's going wrong that you have to give them another chance.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. I also think admirable of like the girl that she stayed throughout the whole date as well. And to be fair, none of it was anything like bad to do with her or to do with him. Like, I don't know whether they're both female or both male. I'm just assuming I shouldn't do that.
Well, they're not both male because one says she.
Oh, she. Well, yeah. But I was like surprised that, you know, there was no roughness or no...
She could have got up and left.
She could have got up and left.
She didn't.
There was no kind of like abuse. It wasn't like he or she were cheating or they had a husband or something else going on. It was just purely a
genuinely
shitty first date.
First shitty date.
Yeah.
Which everything just went wrong.
Yeah.
But
I do agree with you. It's like the trying so hard. It's like when you go to do a magic trick and you do it well the first time and then you go and show your friends the magic trick and it just doesn't work.
It's like when you really like someone and they've been your friend for a long time and then you go, should we try to take this further? And nothing goes right and you go, that's the universe saying no.
Yeah.
But in this instance, I stand by what I first said and I think if you're putting in that much effort, then it's got to mean something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think the last one was definitely...
the icing on the crazy cake.
It was definitely the icing on the crazy cake. However... I do think that the stalkerish one was really scary.
The stalkerish one was my most scariest. 10 out of 10 one.
As you said, we watch so much true crime and we watch a lot of documentaries. P.S. If anyone has any that they want us to watch, that would be great.
Please
Send your recommendations. But when you have seen so many of those and you think, wow, how often does this happen? Because you don't see a lot of it really.
Yeah.
And then you read things like this, you're like, wow, people have been through a lot on a first date.
That's terrifying.
And you can see why people don't want to go on first dates anymore.
Or put themselves out there, essentially.
I think we've said this a million times on the podcast, but it was so hard getting back out in the dating pool. Like, I could not imagine doing it now. So my heart goes out to you if you are single and wanting to mingle.
Yeah, good luck to you and stay safe out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vet your people.
Vet your people.
Get your friends to spy. Do some catfish sleuthing.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of catfish, I know this is a weird way to end this episode, but it kind of rolls into the whole crazy stalkerish and worst first dates. Catfish is officially over.
Is it?
Yeah. No more episodes, no more nothing.
Are you sad?
I am. I'm very sad.
Catfish is like your ultimate trash TV.
It was, yeah.
I'm sad about that too. Oh well, everyone who loves Catfish might just have to listen to Just Gay Stuff podcast.
Just Gay Stuff Fish.
Well, just gay stuff fish. Yeah. Just gay fish.
Just gay fish.
Well, that's us for this week. So until next week,
I guess you better remember to
stay gay, motherfuckers.